So that obsessive behaviour is stemming from the type of affection you're giving the dog. Okay, it's kind of like the root of this, how it starts. It's how the behaviour starts. So affection is essentially a reward. Okay, it's no different to a currency, like money, let's say. Like if I gave you...
Good for me and you get an ice cream or something.
Yeah, yep, that's it. So if, say, you do something bad and I give you an ice cream, what's potentially happening?
You're not actually doing anything for the ice cream, you're just giving in and just letting them do it anyway, even though they haven't been a help. They might have
Rewarding
been
bad behaviour, darling.
That's it. So the first behaviour that probably needs to be addressed is this anxiety. Every time we engage with him when he's whining like this or he's acting this way, what are we doing?
We're just allowing him to be bad and he still gets
That's it.
Rewarding him for bad behaviour, aren't
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Right? So in the living environment is probably where you're going to spend most of the time with the dog. So in that environment, if he's constantly getting this affection, you can see it's constantly creating this anxiety, and then when you need to put him somewhere, that's what's creating the barking and frustration. Okay? So that living environment is somewhere we want to try create like a calm atmosphere. Okay? Obviously with kids it's...
No, I remember a trainer on one of my TV shows years ago was like, I think it was Mark Biddy, he was like, if you've got 3 kids in the house, he's going to match that behaviour, do not get a dog.
Yeah, like it's just the amount of training the dog needs to be able to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like there's quite a bit of control the dog has to have.
Yes.
Okay, so we're at the very base level of not a lot of control, so we need to start working on that control so the dog learns to live with us, but that starts from our behaviour. Okay, so if some little things you can start to utilise is when the crate's going to be massive, because if the kids are wanting to have a play and things like that at the moment, what are we going to do with the dog?
Yeah.
We're going to...
He's jumping and barking, or he's trying to drag your blanket off you or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the crate's going to be a way to, as a management tool, to utilise that at this point.
Yeah.
Every time he's out of that crate, like I said, he's going to be on the lead, so that gives you the ability, one, you're going to be a little bit more aware. So you're going to be a little bit more like, okay, the dog is in training because the lead's on, and your behaviour is going to start to change. So you're going to be like, oh, he's now leaning into me, or he's trying to get on me. Okay, I need to push him away. That behaviour is bad. I don't want to reward that. Versus him being there and off lead, it's going to be very easy to be like, oh, hey dog, like, and carry on kind of thing.
That sound familiar? Hey Alfie, you're the best dog ever. I love you, brilliant.
I'm not.
So the first thing I want you to do is ignore him. So when you come home, you're going to go and you're going to go do something different other than see the dog for the first 15 minutes.
And then come out and give him small calm pats.
Yeah, I want you to do something first with him. So you're going to go, say you're going to go and have a sandwich at the kitchen. So that takes 15 minutes, and then from there you're going to go, okay, I want to go, I'm waiting, I'm itching to see the dog and say hello to the dog. Instead of going and petting him, I want you to go and take him for a 10-minute walk. Okay, so you're going to take him out the driveway, put his halty on, take him for 10 minutes, just even in the driveway or down 10 minutes, 100 metres down the street. He's okay to walk down the road on his own.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He takes them for half an hour.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
You can even go half an hour if you want. Once you've done that, then you can pet him. Okay?
Oh, you
But
tell him.
only calmly, like not really hyperactive and...
Yes, like this. I'll give you an example. This isn't a good time to pet him, but I will give you an example. It's just like this, nice and calm. If you stop and he tries to come towards you again, what are you going to do?
Push.
Yeah, that's it. Good. So that's going to be your routine as many days as possible when you come home. So from school, or 5 days a week. Is that, yeah?
Absolutely.
5 days a week. That's gonna be a very good step to changing this behaviour, and he's going to get more access to more things in the world and live a better life because of that structure that you're putting in place for him.
And he'll stop being...
Annoying.
Yeah.
Grabbing your shoes and grabbing your hat and grabbing whatever.
So let's
Here
give
he comes, 'cause he's trying, like he's
constantly trying.
and he's putting his tail on you now. So
The little bit of touch is, I'm okay with the little bit of touch. It's when it kind of turns from like gentle touch to like, like not okay kind of thing. Yeah. So just on that note, you've brought up like shoes and things like that. So are you okay if I grab this? So let's say he like went to grab the shoe, right? Something you've got to be careful with dogs is putting your hand in and trying to get it, because they can sometimes nip at you. Which
he does that. He goes into that tug thing, you know. What do you call it before? The possessing, you know, the
resource guarding.
Resource
Yeah,
guarding.
yeah. So he gets a little bit guardy.
Absolutely, yeah. You wouldn't want him to be anywhere near that mouth when he's like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Bit growly.
So yes.
I have found something quite useful. When you just leave it alone, he knows it just gets boring and he just leaves it alone. He just thinks it's so boring now and he doesn't want to do it.
There's no one to tug with.
Yeah, so he thinks it's not funny anymore, so he just leaves it and tries to find something else to do.
Okay, that's a good solution if you're ever uncertain that he's going to nip at you, or you ever become uncertain of the situation. You are best to walk away. However, yeah, we ideally want to address it so that if somebody else that's not so dog savvy comes along and they go, oh, the dog's got a shoe and this, and then he mouths them, and then they go home and tell mum, dog bit me or something. We want to avoid that situation. So you're right, definitely walk away if you're ever uncertain or you don't know what to do. That's a good option. However, the lead is going to be also useful in this scenario. So say he's now in your small area that you've got him, you're kind of house training him in, and he goes and he jumps on the couch, then goes and grabs your shoe. What can you do because of what you've got on the dog?
The lead.
That-
I can just pull him.
That's it. So you've now got control, hey? Cool. So every time he does something, so he's calm right down now. So every time he does something, say he went to pick up the shoe, I want you to say no or oi or a verbal cue that means you don't want him to do that.
We have quite good success with don't we?
Yep. So So you're going to say he goes to pick the shoe up, you're going to go that's the warning. Hey, I need you to stop now. That's what you're saying. And then you're going to use the lead to communicate, this is what I'm expecting from you. Does that make sense? Cool.
So literally with the lead, you're just pulling him away from that environment, not holding on to him for a length of time, but just reminding him that that's not okay, and then it might take him time.
Yes. Yep. The key is as you've noticed, is his energy's gone from like a 7 to a 3 now, or a 2. Is the same thing's going to happen with the shoe.
Yeah.
So he's going to elevate, you're going to pull him away, and he's going to go a little bit down, but he's going to elevate again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a yo-yo effect. That's over time, that yo-yo effect will get smaller and smaller, telling you that the behaviour's getting weaker and weaker, if that makes sense. So read the energy is going to tell you whether or not he's going to keep going back and whether or not you need to keep pulling him back on the lead.
Did you when we see that he's hyper, that's that energy, and that's not a time to like play with him, like him up, go right. You know, when you guys are running around the house and jumping on the couch yourselves, like that just creates even more big bad dog energy. Yeah. So you have to read the energy. Now, if you see that mum's like, or you see mum's like, you know when it's a good time to.
So what could be some signs that the dog is in a high energy state?
Basically, I can actually tell by his face.
Yeah.
He always just looks so like.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes.
That is bark when he's massively barking.
The barking, the tail wagging maybe, and maybe the movement speed picks up. If the dog moves a little bit faster, that's all signs that the dog is high, it's heightened state, so he's had too much sugar. Yeah, so those are times we want to add structure or try find something else for the dog to do. We don't want to add to it. So don't, hello, run around, come on, none of that, because that's going to elevate the dog more. Don't feed it.
Yeah. So for instance, if other friends come over, he gets excited, he gets excited to see Harry or someone, and he starts going nuts. And we're always like, nuts, don't pet him until he's sitting down and he's calm, and then his car goes, Yeah. So we just ignore him.
A good thing, same thing, you can do is when your friends come over, is every time they come over, first thing is we take the dog for a walk. So we add a bit of structure around the kids. It's we all got to go for a walk, and then you can teach them how to walk the dog and teach them some basic rules around the dog, so that it makes your job easier when your friends are over, because you don't want to be telling them all the time, don't do this, because they're going to get annoyed with you. Whereas if you take them for a walk and you teach them on the walk, now they understand what's expected as well. you reckon you can do that?
Okay.
Yeah?
Everybody loves Alfie, don't they? They love his floppy ears and his... But, you know, you've started taking him for a walk with friends. You did that yesterday with Baxter, and that was good, eh?
Nice.
Cool.
Cool. So I feel like we're pretty good on the, like we've got a pretty good understanding of the affection front and the energy front of the living environment. We're going to utilise the collar and the crate as a management system at this point. So we've got that sorted, we've got the lead sorted, we've got the kids, structure around the kids. All right, I think the next thing is going to be the walk.